Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on GT Sport. We're back with last week's Daily Race C, and we have got an unbelievable race to show you here. So yeah, if you do enjoy these videos, do subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this racing in this race. This was an absolute belter, I have to say. So starting from P5, we were starting on the soft tyres. This was a strategy that I was trying out. However, there was very often one driver that was starting on the medium tyres, so normally we had to get past him as soon as we physically could. So starting the race from P5, let's see how this race goes going into turn 1. So we've got in front of us, I think we've got a soft runner in front of us. However, in front of that we have someone in P3 that I think is on the medium tyres. You can see straight away how his grip is not quite as good as everyone else. You'll be able to see it through the corners. And yeah, going up this into this right hand corner, you're going to see again in the braking zone that P3 definitely running a little bit further wide there, obviously the medium tyres. And then as we look behind us, we have a first death of the race, completely wipes himself out there, gets out on the curb, and he is out of this battle for the lead. So yeah, into the fast left hand corner, you can see the difference again. You can see that P4 is definitely suffering with the tyres there. You can see he's obviously on the medium tyres, and we need to get past this car in front of us as soon as we can. So going down left hand side, let's see what we can do. Get back in the slipstream to the Supra, and we're obviously driving in the FT1 because that was my preferred car for this race. So going late on the brakes into the braking zone, we're on the soft tyres. We've got a tyre advantage over that car, and that is a fairly easy move up the inside. However, this car is going to be obviously very competitive at the end of the race because he's on the medium tyres. So when he puts them soft tyres on, he'll be coming back at us later in the race. So working our way through the chicane of death, getting through there reasonably well, and we're pretty much breaking that slipstream to the car behind. We're 5/10 ahead, so we just got to try and get a good exit off this corner now, and we should have pulled away from the slipstream from P5. So yeah, nice and early on the apex, on the throttle as early as we can. You can see that gap is over 7.5 tenths now. And now we've got to try and push on and see if we can gain any positions from these two cars that are in front of us. We know these are probably on the soft tyre. We know that Somi in P1 is on the soft tyre. Somi was very, very fast around here, so not much we can do about competing with P1 in this race. My race pace wasn't particularly great at this combination, but I really did enjoy this week. Even though it's not my favourite track, I have to say we had some of the best racing we've had on Gran Turismo in a very, very long time, and this race is going to be testament to that. I think you lot are going to be absolutely loving the racing that you're going to see in this race towards the end. So yeah, going through here now, we're right behind these two drivers now, and you can see there's a bit of a gap to P1 to P2, and P2 gets a little bit on the dirt there going through the corner. That's going to unsettle him slightly through here, and then as we come through here, you see that P3's got a run on P2. However, both of them misjudged the corner. P3 dies, and then P2 dies right in front of us. So thank you very much. That is a nice gift there, 2 positions for nothing. And we go up into P2 and around 2 seconds behind Somi. So that was quite a nice little benefit for me. I didn't have to do any overtaking, and we've got a gap to the car behind. So yeah, we just got to try and make sure we do the chicane of death quite well now. So obviously with +2 on the brake bias we had with the FT1, I found on the soft tyres was quite a nice little balance with the car. Kept the fronts reasonably well in shape as well. So yeah, through here we've actually gained a little bit on Somi this lap. I think he made a mistake on the chicane of death. We gained like 3 or 4 tenths on him there, so he's probably hit the wall. So into the final corner, and on that throttle as early as we can, and we actually go over the line with a reasonable lap time considering we're on full fuel. I think we go over with a 1:36.3 or something like that. So not a 1:36.2, not a bad lap time at all for the pace that I was doing here. So pretty happy with that. So we're going to push on now and skip ahead to lap 6 now. We've done obviously 5.5 laps now on these soft tyres. We've done some reasonable lap times. We've been driving reasonably consistent. You can see that the gap is only up to 3.7 seconds to Somi. So in that space of time, we've only lost an extra like 1.72 seconds or something like that to Somi. So we've driven pretty well, and we've not really been dropped too badly. So at this stage, looking good. Now we're going to probably go for a pit stop on lap 6 because for optimal sake of getting out on the medium tyres, in case any people who pitted early, we know that there was one driver on the mediums who was pitting early. So I decided I'm going to go in the pits on this lap and get the fresh mediums on, and let's see where we come out the pits after the pit stop. So straight into the pits now, going to get rid of them softs. Somi doing the same strategy as well. We're going onto the medium tyres from the FT1 here now. And where are we going to come out the pits? So we're still in P2, but let's have a little look as we come out the pits. You can see that the gap is around 3 seconds, but it's coming down very, very fast. Obviously, they've got more run on the straight, and you can see they're going to be very close behind me. The soft runners with only a couple of lap old tyres are going to be in my slipstream as soon as possible. So this is going to be a really interesting race. I've got fresh soft tyres. The cars behind me have got a couple of laps older soft tyres. So mediums versus the softs. We should be in an advantageous position towards the end of the race, but I need to hold them off as long as possible. You can see they're already pretty much in the slipstream to my car now. P3 is a matter of a tenth away, and he's going to get it through here because this is where the soft tyres are a lot faster. So you can see, even though we're really pushing through here and trying to drive it as fast as we can, the advantage of them soft tyres are giving P3. He's now in the slipstream. So into the braking zone, you can see braking just on the 150 board, just past the 150 board. And again, in the traction zone, you're going to see the advantage that the soft tyres get. As you can see on the replay camera, just how close this is getting. Now, this is going to heat up to be an incredible race now. This is one of the best battles I think I've had on GT in a very long time. I have to say, like, it's been a while since I've had racing as good as this. This was absolute brilliant stuff. 3 drivers, all driving very fair. Great racing. There was no point worrying about P1. He was gone. So this was all about seeing who could come P2 and P3 pretty much and get that final podium position. So onto the start straight now. We're going to be giving that slipstream to the Supra. Nothing we can do here because the Supra is a lot faster on the start straight than the FT1. We're going to go to the right just to try and avoid it. We want to try and stay ahead as long as we can really in the FT1 because, like I say, we're on the fresh medium tyres. Within a couple of laps, these tyres are going to be pretty equal to the softs, and then on the last few laps we should have a bit of an advantage when it comes to tyre wear. But you can see even on the traction areas there, the advantage is definitely with the soft tyres at this stage of the race. So just trying to keep it smooth, trying to make as little errors as possible, just trying to get on the traction zones. And you can see that Supra behind us is just getting ever closer and closer. He's now within 4 tenths of us, so as we go through here, he's going to be getting very, very close through this section. You can see also right behind him is a driver in the Beetle, also on the soft tyres. So again, this is going to get very interesting as we come to the next few laps. So through there, we managed to do that quite well. We're keeping the gap around 3 tenths. He's not going to be close enough to go for a move, is he? Let's have a little look. In the braking zone, you can see that he can brake a little bit later on them soft tyres. And now he is right up behind our gearbox there. So yeah, very, very close now to the FT1. So work our way through the chicane of death, trying to make as little errors as possible. This chicane is always very nervous when you've got a car right behind you, and the same when you're right behind another car. Very easy to make a mistake, and we've actually hit the wall there slightly. That is going to give the run on the Supra. You can see the Supra has now got the run, so I decided to not defend it. I'm going to stay to the left and then try and go for a wider line and try and do a bit of a cutback on the Supra to see if we can get back past him. So let him through on the inside, and now we're going to get the slipstream all the way down the main straight to see if we can get the move back going into the braking zone. But you see a little bit of lag there for P2. That kind of affected our run because the slipstream was, we had a bigger gap, and then suddenly the lag just disappeared. So we're going to try and send it up the inside. Can we make this move work? Down into second gear to try and rotate the car, and we managed to go for the move up the inside. However, the Supra has got obviously them soft tyres and has got a better run on the exit. We're now going to go side by side. I'm going to have to give him the corner there. Can we go for a move up the inside? We decided to back out of that and tuck back into P3. So yeah, already heating up now. This is where the really, really interesting racing is going to kick in. So now we're in P3, we've got the Beetle behind us, so we're going to have to be a little bit cautious, keeping an eye on the car behind us while trying to attack the car in front of us. At this stage of the race, tyres are pretty equal. I think this is where it's equaling out a little bit. On lap 9, they probably had a bit of a traction advantage with the soft tyres and a slight advantage through some of the fast corners. But overall, I would say these medium tyres that are fresher than their softs are in better condition, or equal at least. So we go for a lunge up the inside there. We make that work, giving space on the outside. And then the Beetle also takes advantage of that and puts himself up into P3. So we're into P2 now. And now we've got to try and hold off the Beetle that is behind us. So again, through the chicane of death, trying to make sure we make no mistakes. Getting very, very close to the wall there. We actually nailed that. Really got close to the wall. Just about avoided dying there. And still keeping that P2. So we got the gap up to about 3 tenths now to the Beetle. Now, one thing about the Beetle is it's a little bit slower on the straight than the Supra. However, it does have 7 gears, I think, so it is pretty strong in a slipstream. So let's have a little look now at that delta behind us. You can see it coming down. He's under 2 tenths now. He's a tenth and a half behind us now. And will he go for a move? He's going to go to the right hand side. I'm going to cover the inside line into this corner. We're going to brake as late as we can. He brakes late. We're going to give him space, and we manage to just about hold that position. However, the Supra gets a much better run out the corner, and he has managed to get back past both of us. He's now on the right hand side. We're going to have to again lift and concede this corner to the Supra, and a very nice move by the Supra in front of us there to put himself up to P2, and now we're back down to P3 and with the Beetle right behind. So again, complete swap of positions, but absolutely brilliant racing going on at the moment. This is really enjoyable stuff, and this is why I still play GT Sport, because the chance that you can have races like this, I find it very rare you get this level of quality racing and battles on other games, and I have to say this is why we all still play GT Sport today. So into the next braking zone, we're going to go down the left hand side, then do a fake. He almost double brakes it. We have to go very narrow to the corner. He luckily gives us just enough space there. He saw it coming, realized that he couldn't double defend. However, he then got a very nice exit, and the Beetle also went back past us. So we go from P2 to P4, and everyone is swapping places so far in this race. Now again, through the chicane of death, the Beetle makes a little error. That is going to lose him the position, so we're back up to P3, and now everything is back to the way it was before. We got the Supra in front of us. We're going to get back in that slipstream, and again, like I say, at this stage of the race now, our tyres are probably starting to get a slight advantage now. You can see it again in the traction zone. We seem to be getting better exits than that Supra in front of us, but now we've got the slipstream. He's going to go to the right hand side of the track to try and break that slipstream. However, we're well and truly in that slip now, so let's see if we can get close to go for a move. We've got 2 laps left in this race to fight it out for this P2 position. You can see P1 is well and truly gone. Obviously, he's not fighting anyone. He's not losing time on the laps. We're losing 3 or 4 attempts every lap at least, sometimes more than that. But it's all brilliant racing. That's the main thing. At the moment, we're still far enough away from P5 there, who pitted very early on the soft tyres, so his tyres will be fading. The Beetle behind us brakes a little bit late, almost going to lose the slipstream there, but he just about hangs on into that slipstream. So again, through this really fast flowing section, can we get very close to the Supra for the braking zone? You can see again through here, the FT1 with the medium tyres is starting to get a little bit stronger than the Supra with the worn soft tyres. So working our way through there and getting very, very close. You can see it now on this replay camera, just how close we are to that Supra in front of us. So can we go for a move in the braking zone? A little bit too far back this time. Decide to just sit behind him and go for a little bit of a safer overtake this time, instead of going for that really drastic dive in the braking zone. So again, try not to make a mistake in the chicane of death. This is so important through here when you're driving this close to other drivers. Try and make sure that you keep it nice and smooth, and just look how close all of us got to the wall there, inches away. It looks like Supra did make a little bit of an error. We've got the run on the outside, so again, we're going to go very, very wide and try and tuck up behind him and pick up his slipstream on the straight. You can see going very wide through there, try and get a good exit off the corner, and you can see now we've got a very nice run. However, that Supra is going to be stronger on the straight, so you can see we could have done with getting a little bit more of a slipstream, so we've had to go back into the slipstream now and try and make this work again. So we're going to go down the left, that's not going to work, and now we're going to have to go to the right hand side. We've got the Beetle on the right hand side also. This is going to go almost 3 wide through the corner on the final lap. We just about managed to hold on to P2 P3, and just following behind P2 through here and trying to think of another way that we can get past P2. Can we find the way past him in these final few corners? So again, this is where we are definitely probably in a better position with tyres now. You can see on exits that P2 is getting a little bit twitchy and a little bit out of control on the power with that Supra. This FT1 still feels very, very good with these medium tyres. So into this fast corner again, we've got that slipstream, a little bit of dirty air, but that is now going to help us all the way up the hill with the extra speed. So can we go for a move in the braking zone? You can see we've got a nice run on him, so we're going to go to the left hand side. Can we go for a send up the inside? So again, we're going to go to the left hand side and see if we can go round the outside, possibly down into first gear, try and then go up on the inside. We're going to have to defend again from the Beetle, who's got a very good exit off the corner with them soft tyres. Luckily, we've managed to hold the position in P3. He backs out of that. No point going 2x2 through here. So again, chicane of death, just keep it nice and smooth. P2 makes a little bit of an error there. We've now got the run on him into the final corner. Can we go past him on the left hand side? We got the move done now. We're actually into P2 and we can go defensive in the braking zone, you can see. So we go nice and tight to the apex. He gets a very good run through the corner. A little bit of a tap from P3, nothing too bad, but almost spins us there. Luckily we managed to save it. However, the Beetle now has got the run all the way to the finishing line and takes a P2. We take the final P3. But what a race that was. Absolute brilliant racing between all three. A little bit of contact at the end, but that is all good. This is what racing is about. I really enjoyed that one, and I hope you lot enjoyed it as well. So if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments section what you thought about that race. Thanks again for watching, everyone.